Hello, welcome to Sunday's special class. Today's class is about Thomas More and his famous work Utopia. Sir Thomas More, venerated by Catholics as Saint Thomas More, was an English lawyer, social philosopher, author, statesman, and noted Renaissance humanist. He was also a counselor to Henry VIII and Lord High Chancellor of England. Utopia. The title Utopia literally translates of a republic's best state and of the new Ireland Utopia. The work is divided into two parts. The first records a conversation between Thomas More and Raphael Hythlode. The second is Hythlode's discourse on the institutions and practices of Utopia. The word Hythlode means dispenser of nonsense. Now let me tell you a summary about Utopia. More travels to Antwerp as an ambassador for England and King Henry VIII. While not engaged in his official duties, More spends time conversing about intellectual matters with his friend Peter Giles. One day, More sees Giles speaking to a bearded man whom More assumes to be a ship's captain. Giles soon introduces More to his new friend, Raphael Hythlode, who turns out to be a philosopher and world traveler. The three men retire to Giles' house for supper and conversation, and Hythlode begins to speak about his travels. Hythlode has been on many voyages with the noted explorer Amerigo Vespucci, traveling to the New World, south of the equator, through Asia, and eventually landing on the island of Utopia. He describes the societies through which he travels with such insight that Giles and More become convinced that Hythlode would make a terrific counselor to a king. Hythlode refuses even to consider such a notion. A disagreement follows, in which the three discusses Hythlode's reason for his position. To make his point, Hythlode describes a dinner he once shared in England with Cardinal Morton and a number of others. During this dinner, Hythlode proposed alternatives to the many evil civil practices of England, such as the policy of capital punishment for the crime of theft. His proposals meet with derision until they are given legitimate thought by the cardinal, at which point they meet with great general approval. Hythlode uses this story to show how pointless it is to counsel a king when the king can always expect his other counselors to agree with his own beliefs or policies. Hythlode points out that the policies of the utopians are clearly superior to those of Europeans. More and Giles do disagree with the notion that common property is superior to private property, and the three agree that Hythlode should describe the utopian society in more detail. First, however, they break for lunch. Back from lunch, Hythlode describes the geography and history of Utopia. He explains how the founder of Utopia, General Utopus, conquered the isthmus on which Utopia now stands, and through a great public works effort, cut away the land to make an island. Next, Hythlode moves to a discussion of utopian society, portraying a nation based on rational thought with communal property, great productivity, no rapacious love of gold, no real class distinctions, no poverty, little crime, that means no crime, or immoral behavior, religious tolerance, and little inclination to war. That means everybody is in peace there. So it is a society that Hitler believes is superior to any in Europe. Hitler finishes his description and more explains that after so much talking, Giles, Hitler and he were too tired to discuss the particular points of utopian society. More concludes that many of the utopian customs described by Hitler, such as their methods of making war and their belief in communal property, seem absurd. He does admit, however, that he would like to see some aspects of utopian society put into practice in England, though he does not believe any such thing will happen. So that's all about Utopia and Thomas More. Today's class ends here. From next class onwards, we will discuss about Shakespeare and his works. Thank you. Stay tuned with the channel. Bye.